Welcome back. It is Tuesday, April 4th in the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way. Plus, we have some Dinger Tuesday plays for you guys. I'm Austin, joined by Logan. Let's recap yesterday. Solid 2-1 day. Logan, the sweep eluded us once again, but you had a great call on the Royals money line. You can do your victory lap in a second. Acuna, I got his shirt on today. Over 1.5 bases was a no sweat. I think he got 7. Only loss was our no on first inning, which I think that game had like 22 combined runs. So just a bad call from us all around. Now we did have our parlay of the day, which we'll have another parlay of the day. It's the top link in the description. It did not hit yesterday, but I have good vibes about today's. If you want to go check out that parlay of the day, top link in the description. I'll also put it in the pinned comment. It's on our friendstimers.com. You can go check it out there. But Logan, let's dive into our favorite plays. What you got for the people today? And you can do a victory lap for the Royals if you want.
Look, I got a lot of hate for that Royals pick. And if you guys, haven't watched this before, you'll understand I don't pick public plays. I don't take Dodgers on the run line. I don't take Yankees on the run line. Why? Because you can make those bets yourself. I'm here to find some lines and do some line reading. And we're going to the Rockies versus Dodgers game, and I'm taking the under 7.5 total runs in this one. Your best odds are probably on DraftKings. But look at the starting pitchers in this one. If you gotta do some line reading, right? Dodgers just won 13-4 last night, yet this total came down under 8. And they're facing German Marquez today. Marquez, not really an ace pitcher. So, what's going on in this one? Well, Marquez, 4.76 ERA and a 1.15 whip versus the Dodgers last year. Really mixed bag results pitcher because Marquez is a pitch-to-contact pitcher, meaning he relies heavily on the ground ball outs and double plays. When he's giving up the hard contact, then the extra base hits are coming. Then you gotta turn the game off and just pray. That's what happens sometimes when you pick an under with Marquez, but they can return good investments, because last year, look at what he did at the Dodgers last year. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 innings pitched, 4 earned run versus the Dodgers. I mean it when I say it. Sometimes he's on and he has the ground balls cooking, and that's exactly what you want, especially with a team like the Dodgers, right? They don't have ridiculous splits versus Marquez, right? I wouldn't take this if you had several of the top hitters batting 400 against him, but you don't. You have Mookie Betts hitting 300 versus him, Freeman hitting 250 versus him, Muncy only 167, and Will Smith, who will be in the lineup, only 0.71 batting average, all versus Marquez. So these hitters are going to be challenged to hit where the defense isn't. Now, without the shift, what does that look like? I don't know yet, right? This one could potentially blow up in my face, but I don't actually think it is, because on the other side, the Rockies will face Julio Urias, and Urias has been, absolutely great. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 0.67 whip, and 0 walks in his first start of the year. I love not having any walks in there, right? Throw strikes, and we'll be in a decent position to cash the under in this one. Rockies hitting 243 as a team with just 18th in the majors. And last year, we remember the narrative, right? The Rockies were great against lefties last year. You normally didn't want to take a lefty versus the Rockies. They usually made them pay. This year, hitting 250 versus lefties, that's 16th in the majors. I think at the end of the day, Urias will be able to hold down the Rockies enough. And I think Marquez, it's not going to be pretty. He'll probably give up 3 or 4 earned runs, but I think this one still does stay under the total. Them lowering it after an absolute score fest last night really just told me something, and I'm going to take the under in this one, doing a little bit of line reading. But I have, as Austin mentioned at the top of the show, Dinger Tuesday props, right? If for anybody who bets on FanDuel, there's a promo $5 for every additional home run in the game, including the one that you were to bet if it's successful. I'm going to the game with an over under of 10. And I'm taking George Springer plus 350 to get a home run. I really like the value on that one, and he's facing Chris Bubich. The Boob, he throws a lot of meatballs down the plate. As long as the Boob doesn't walk him a few times, I think Springer will be in a good position to hit a home run. But Austin, what do you got for us today?
And a good thing about Springer is that he's going to lead off, so he probably gets like 6 at-bats today. So he should have his chances. Now, for my Dinger Tuesday play, I'm riding with the king, the Judge, Aaron Judge. I mean, there's no reason not to take him plus 235 on Dinger Tuesday. He's going to come through. But let's talk about my favorite play, though, because that's obviously just a Dinger Tuesday play. You can't really put a ton of money on that. But what I do like is another base prop, and it's a guy that has been really good in a new scenery, but it didn't matter. He's still been cooking. It's Trey Turner of the Philadelphia Phillies. I like his over 1.5 bases plus 110 on DraftKings. Now, I saw a ton of comments yesterday. Look, FanDuel has us at 2+ bases. The difference between over 1.5 and 2+ is there's no difference. That's just how you bet them. Some books have it listed differently. All we need is 2 bases from Trey Turner. And as I've talked about yesterday, I'd probably play this around to about -115. Now, FanDuel, they got this juice to -125. Personally, I don't love laying base props at -125. They can be fluky. Like I talked about yesterday, if Trey Turner gets walked 4 times today, great for his on-base percentage, but we don't get bases for walks. And while Trey Turner, not necessarily a guy that walks a ton, he will get his walks here and there because he has a good eye at the plate, but we'd rather just Trey Turner get some hits. And hopefully, I think today might be a chance for Trey Turner to get a home run. But let's talk about, who's on the mound and how he's been doing so far this year. Now, Trey Turner, so far, if you've taken his base prop over every single game, well, congrats, you're 4-0. He's at 3, 4, 3, and 2 bases. He moved from the Dodgers over here to the Phillies, and he's been cooking, and he's batting .389, 3 extra base hits today. And like I said, the home run odds +650 on Bet365. Now, I would have given him as my Dinger Tuesday play of the day, but unfortunately, he's like +400 on FanDuel. I don't really see a lot of value there for a guy that hasn't hit a home run yet, but he was cooking all spring. We saw him in the World Baseball Classic, hitting a home run every single game. I think he gets one today, and today he's going to face Domingo Germán of the Yankees. Now, Germán hasn't pitched since March 17th, and so he's had a couple weeks off, and in his last 2 spring training games, I see why the game's time off, because he threw 2 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 2 earned runs. Then his most recent start, 7 earned runs and 2 2/3 innings pitched. So he was not good. He was giving up some home runs, giving up some hits, and look, Trey Turner, if you miss your location, he's going to make you pay. And you saw last year, Germán splits against right-handed batters versus left-handed batters. A little better towards righties, which is what Trey Turner is, giving up a .243 batting average, but the expected or batting average on balls in play was .286. So I think Trey Turner's who's great at making contact. He's also, if he maybe hits a dribbler down the line, he's super fast, so he can beat out those plays for an extra base for us, where normal guys might get thrown out like you're trying to get the first. But we look at Turner, 2 for 3 in his career with 2 singles versus Germán. But we also want to look at, well, we talked about Acuna Jr. yesterday with the pitches he's going to see. Let's talk about the pitches that Germán's going to throw. Now, last year he relied heavily on 4 pitches. In fact, these are the only 4 pitches he threw. A curveball, 37% of the time, 4-seam fastball, 27%, changeup, 23%, and then a sinker, 12% mixed in there. Now, some pitchers add some things to their arsenal over the offseason. I don't anticipate him just randomly going away from the 4 pitches he was throwing 100% of the time last year. So let's look at Turner's batting average first those pitches last season. I mean, he crushed all 4 of the pitches. Curveball, he's hitting .343 against. 4-seam fastball, .301. Changeup, .319. Sinker, .380. In fact, if you were to look at all the pitches Turner has seen last season, those are the 4 best pitches that he had hit. Now, obviously, they are the 4 most common pitches that people are throwing at him, but still, he was cooking. The Phillies are not cooking. They're 0-4. Turner's been trying to do his thing. The over-under's 8.5. They're expecting runs. He leads off. They're on the road. I can guarantee he hits at least 4 times, hopefully maybe 5. And if the Phillies, the rest of the offense behind him is hitting well, maybe sees a 6 plate appearance type game. That wouldn't be crazy. I love Trey Turner today. Love his over 1.5 bases. He has a high mark to beat with Acuna getting me 7 bases yesterday. But hey, Turner, I have faith in you. But Logan, of course, I believe you know what time it is. Get out the flags. Get the music going. It's Nerfy Nation time. Now, these flags that were at half-staff yesterday, it was just a bad one. Both teams scored. It was nothing you could do about that. The people that were rooting for ties couldn't get it done either. But today we got a good one. And it might be square, might be the earliest one on the slate, and it's going to be this one. It's Diamondbacks versus Padres, nowhere in first inning, currently -125 on FanDuel. Now, I would not be surprised to see this get juiced pretty quickly this morning. And if it does, that's fine with us. I think this is a very good one, and we need to get one. We need to get one rolling. I mean, it's been comical how the plays have done with the Nerfies. If the Nerfie hits, which you'll know if the Nerfie hits, the rest of our plays have no chance of hitting. That's how it's been. If the Nerfie doesn't hit, our other plays are sweeping. It's just been, we can't get the sweep we deserve. But let's talk about the 2 pitchers. And first up in the inning will be Yu Darvish. Now, Yu Darvish obviously had a great spring. He was in the World Baseball Classic for Japan, pitching really well. But 11-2 on no-run first innings at home last year. He was very solid. I think he was only 3-2 against the Diamondbacks. So they had his number. But Diamondbacks, they have not scored in 4 straight first innings, knock on wood. So hopefully Darvish can go out there and do his thing. But who's on the other side of the mound, Logan, before I spoil it?
Yeah, you spoiled it, but it's Zach Allen, and Zach Allen's a pitcher I can trust to get us those last 3 outs we need, right? Last year, Zach Allen, 13-2 on Nerfies on the road. He was really, good. He's going to face a formidable Padres, top half of the order. We know that, right? There's a lot of power, a lot of good hitters in that top half of the order, but he's a very good pitcher. He's a very, savvy pitcher at getting the put away pitches, knowing, when he's got that, 0-2 count, what sort of pitch that the hitters need to see to get out and not throw a meatball, hopefully down the plate today. The over-under is set to 7 or 7.5 on some books. So, you're getting a low over-under in this one. as Austin mentioned, we just need we need one to go through the hoop in Nerfy Nation, because Yerfies have been absolutely ruling the world these days with the pitch clock era, with the stealing. It's ridiculous. So many times I'm just watching Yes run first innings, which is tough. It changes how we have to look at these. But I love trusting these two starting pitchers, and I do like this one. For no run first inning play, I think we have a really good chance to cash this one early in the day, Austin.
And we're going to be flying these flags at 4:10. I'll probably have a live stream for it, so if you want to come out, root for it with us, I'll probably be live on this channel. So we appreciate you guys. That's our Nerfy of the day. Those are 2 other plays. Let's have a great day. Let's cash those Dinger Tuesday plays. I'll see you guys back again tomorrow morning for some more plays. See you guys then. Peace out.